Do you believe that you deserve to look and feel beautiful? Do you deserve to walk into a room and turn heads and be respected and admired as a woman of substance, a woman of strength, a woman of beauty, a woman of success? Do you deserve that? Because there is a regrettable religious teaching and mindset out there that is always about we deserve nothing, we deserve nothing, we do. And now I understand from a Christian point of view the original context of that. But what has happened over the years, which I've been seeing the last 15 years and really starting to study and understand the last 5, is if we constantly say, I deserve nothing, like I must die to myself every day, and like I don't know, it doesn't sit right with me, and it never has. I understand the teaching and the context. But do you know what the word deserve actually means? The Latin deservere in Latin means to serve well, serve zealously. That's what it means. And the whole original context, way back in even to probably 14th century English, and things get lost in translation, of course, is when it's worthy of merit of receiving something. Is the whole training and teaching and original context around it was if you serve well, you're deserving of the merit or of acknowledgement or of a gift of some kind. Recognition can be a gift, or a gift can be a gift. But so the deservere, the Latin is to serve well, to serve zealously. And that was deemed as deserving of reward or recognition. So do you deserve to look and feel beautiful? I don't know. Do you serve well? Beauty is a condition of the heart. Beauty is an inside job. Beauty begins within. But your body is not disconnected from yourself. You are not a bunch of organs rattling around on a skeleton with no outer flesh and no outer body. I believe that the body is the holy temple, is it not? That houses our soul. So do I deserve to look and feel beautiful? Absolutely, I do, as far as I'm concerned, and what I've learned with my God and my Creator and my understanding of spiritual beauty and what I've studied from the scriptures around fashion and color and personal presentation and spirit of excellence and all of those things, and doing all things as unto Him, and being a good ambassador for my faith, my family, my business, my community. Yes, it's not even just it's a requirement. Your spirit of excellence inside of you always will want to rise up and do more and do better. And if there is more religious teaching out there that says to you, you really need to just be grateful for what you've got and be happy with what you've got, that is more religious BS, because your spirit of excellence is why you love watching the Super Bowl or Wimbledon or watching the Olympics. We love to watch excellence. We aspire to excellence. You think you're comfortable in your tacky tracky and that old college t-shirt. You're not. You're not. You've just trained yourself that you are. You think that you're like, I'm just a jeans and a t-shirt kind of girl. Are you a jeans and tee kind of girl or a jeans and lazy kind of girl? You can be, I love jeans and t-shirt. You can be in a jeans and tee and look beautiful. So that brings me to, if you are in a relationship or have been, or you're in, and or if it happens to you in the future, this is just my personal experience and my personal perspective that may or may not help you. So use it or lose it as you see fit. When you have a get up, dress up routine in the morning that is simplified and systemized, everyone you come into contact with, from work to personal to church to community to maybe the guy that you've just started dating, is going to know you as being a woman with a spirit of excellence. You're not someone in the middle of the day who he says, let's go to lunch, and you go, oh, I need to get ready. Because that might frustrate him, thinking, oh, I just want to go and have a nice meal with you. Or he's happy seeing you dressed down and no makeup, no hair done, no effort made, because that's what he likes. So on one hand, if your man is saying to you, oh, okay, you don't have to worry about getting dressed up. Don't be like, I love you as you are. Let's just go. He might be just frustrated because you're taking an hour and a half to get ready at 11 o'clock and he wants to take you to lunch. That's on you. Where's your get up, dress up routine in the morning? Where's your magic morning routine where you position yourself for a beautiful day? The call to action is arise and shine, get up, dress up, and be a bold light on a hill. It's called dress to connect. It's what I do. It's you can't outshine somebody else. Your bright light can't dim somebody else's light. You don't have that kind of power, honey. Only he does, only she does. You crank up that light. But if you are in a relationship, and I have been, where you are encouraged by a man to dress down, I'm here to tell you that you're not an idiot, and you know that the warning bells are going off already. I was 21 years old to the day when I was about to walk into this big hall full of friends and family for my 21st birthday. And I'm not going to say who, but the man on my arm who I was with for quite some time, and ended up marrying actually first time around. I'm twice married. I had what I thought was this beautiful black kind of peplum dress on that I'd borrowed from a friend. Had like a little halter neck. It was black lacy. It was very feminine, kind of like a little tutu kind of thing, but right above my knees, not short, not no cleavage and nothing. And I felt amazing. I felt beautiful, and he took me by the hand. And as we were about to walk into the big like arrival and the entrance, because he looked at me and he said, "Wow, what are you wearing?" I'm like, "Oh, this is Belinda's, and I borrowed that." And he said, "Okay." He didn't say anything. I was like, maybe he doesn't like what I'm wearing. Now I'm excited, and we walk in, and just as we walk in, he says to me, "Well, if you want to look like a prostitute, I guess that's up to you." And we walk in, he says hello and smiles to everyone. Now, I was crushed and I was heartbroken. I was 21 years old. I should have seen. I should have known. I didn't listen to that voice inside of me. I didn't listen to my instinct. I just thought, gosh, maybe he's having a bad day, or maybe, and especially if you come from an abusive background like I do, it's very quick that you'll take responsibility on for bullshit like that that doesn't belong to you, that you did nothing to earn. And if you have a man who surreptitiously over time is kind of like making a little bit of commentary here and there or encouraging you to dress down, I'm telling you right now, wake up, wake up. I was in a long relationship and I even married him, and the marriage lasted 4 months for other reasons. And I didn't realize until many years later, actually, all of the verbal criticism that came my way from him as his wife, as his girlfriend of 6 years, until much later when I was doing grief recovery, that I realized, and I broke down and cried. I'm talking years later, 20 years later, when I thought that time and that time and that, and it was very, very, very subtle, very subtle. He almost never complimented me when I did look good. I was always making a comment about my weight or something, and always wanted me to dress down and play it safe, and what, who do you think you are? Like, you don't have to dress up. Like, we're not going anywhere fancy, because he was possessive and controlling. I didn't know it. He was the life and soul of the party. He was the shizness of the charismatic biz. He was, a lot of people really loved him. Charismatic, outgoing, just anyway. And as it turned out, the reason that I divorced him was because he physically hit me twice. I said to him, "You ever do that? I grew up with that shit. You ever lay a hand on me, I'm out of here." Happened once, and I left for 2 weeks, and I thought everyone deserves a second chance. And the game started playing in my head. Well, the play started playing a long time ago. And I grew up with all of this. I grew up with seeing and receiving a lot of this. And happened a second time. I'm like, nope. I can feel the game starting here. I did something, and part of it was my fault. All of that nonsense. Let me tell you something. If you're not with a man who celebrates your spirit of beauty, if you're not with a man who compliments you and raises you up and encourages you and loves when you look good, you be careful and you listen to those warning bells and you make sure that you know what you're doing, because your spirit of beauty has power and a purpose. Only you can allow its light to be crushed. Mine was, and I'm so glad that it is resurrected and restored. But man, did it take a long time to get back there. So I'm just sharing this with you today. This may not be for you, it may be for somebody else, but I'm telling you now that if any of this resonates, whether it's for you or for someone in your life that you know, get your ego out the way and share this with her, or sit down and watch this again and ask yourself, are you in a relationship with a man who is possessive and controlling and jealous and puts you down, even in little ways here and there? Because the little ways all add up. He didn't lay a hand on me for 6 years. And I'm not saying that who you're with is going to, but verbal abuse and verbal criticism will break you down and you'll be flat on the ground. And that is not what you are called to. So this is for somebody today, and I hope that it reaches your heart. And you think about it, and you pray, and you decide, is this right for me? And you know the answer to that. You are beautiful, and you're called to do great things in life. You need to do life with someone who is going to support you doing those great things.